Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Contest of Champions. So, 12.0.1, kind of a mouthful, dropped yesterday. I didn't really have time to make a video yesterday. I apologize for that, but Fridays are usually pretty busy for me. And from what I can see, not just looking at what we've got on the screen here, I've actually play tested a pretty good lot of this since the patch dropped. And my opinion is we've gone from 12.0 to 12. Okay. We're never going to get back 11.0. I don't really think anybody who had like a reasonable thought in their mind thought that we were actually going to get pushed back to 11.0. I'm sure there are some people out there who did think we were going to get pushed back to 11.0, but I never really thought that. I knew we were just going to get some adjustments made, which needed to be done. I mean, honestly, they needed to be done. And I never really had a big gripe or complaint over any of the bigger champions that got hit, like Thor and Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange, Black Widow. The only out of the champions that actually took a huge hit, the only ones that I actually really used that often were Black Widow for Alliance Wars. Thor, I would usually have on my Alliance War team, but I'm not really that great at Alliance Wars anyway, so it's not like it's that big of a deal to me. I'm sure it is to some people out there that actually use those guys for that purpose, but for me, like, I don't even use those guys there. The biggest hit to me was Doctor Strange, because I use him in every single thing that I do, as far as Alliance Quest goes, Map 5 and Map 6. So losing him was a pretty hard hit, but it really wasn't anything that I couldn't overcome as far as the champions themselves went. It's kind of easy to adapt to that and, come out of it. The big problem that I had was the game really was just, it wasn't playable all around. People can say what they want to about it. It's like, oh, you just gotta skill up. You got to get better at the game. And honestly, a lot of the stuff that's drove in this game isn't really skill-based. Some things are, but a lot of these nodes and things that they have in the game, they're not exactly skill-based. So you have to have certain characters to get around certain loopholes, as far as I'm concerned. But I didn't even really have a problem with much of that stuff either. I've been fortunate enough, especially in Map 6, whenever I do go into Map 6, that the paths that I do take, they're not exactly the most labor-intensive as far as having champions took out of the game that really could have hurt me. The biggest one that I really need for Map 6, the paths that I take, is Ultron, which he still would have been fine, because Caltrops you can't get around unless you have an Ultron or Vision Age of Ultron. Just a champion that just doesn't bleed. And Poison Immune comes in handy too on that path. That's why I've got Hyperion. So, Doctor Strange really was the only reason I had him, was to go up against Civil Warrior to counteract that. But all around, though, I mean, it wasn't just the nerf of the big, huge champions for me. It was the nerf overall. I mean, everything that was done kind of nerfed every single champion in the game. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same, and the change was so drastic to me. It just felt like I was playing a completely different game. It didn't feel the same. The only places that I found in the game that were actually playable was Arena, and that was about it. I didn't really feel like doing anything else. I didn't really even play the Arena that much, to be honest, and I still haven't. And still, my biggest chief concern with all of this is, even now that things are manageable, they look okay, they look manageable, is when Alliance Quest and Alliance Wars actually start back up. Because we haven't had any of that. And I don't really think that the beta testers would have had the opportunity to actually check out Alliance Quest and Alliance Wars to see how that felt either. Unless they just like stuck a bunch of them in. I don't know. I wasn't a beta tester, so I have no idea exactly what went on within the beta, but I just don't see how it could have feasibly been possible to do Alliance Quest or Alliance Wars in the beta, and that's kind of a huge key thing to me, especially once you get down here. Like I said, you can go to the Kabam forums to see this. I'll post a link down in the description below, or you can try to pause it and see if you can actually get it. But when we actually get down here to the Alliance Quest and Alliance Wars stuff, there's not really a lot of stuff that's changed, in my opinion. One of the biggest chief concerns I had for map 6 was the G-Gen nodes, 50, 51, 98, 100, 110, 112. And it actually looks like they increased it instead of decreased it. I've never ran the D-Gen path node, but I replaced D-Gen 120s with D-Gen 180s. I mean, that sounds like the amount of damage that you're going to be taking to me. I don't know. You guys can let me know down in the comment section below. But this one actually, I believe, encompassed one of the paths that I take, because I did go up against a bunch of stun immune champions. So that's not too shabby. That's not too bad. The D-Gen path is absolutely going to suck. But overall, just like a resounding... You didn't really change much here, guys. I mean, hopefully there's more that's going to be coming before Alliance Quest and Alliance Wars drops. I don't know. It doesn't really say that that they're going to be doing any more, but it just doesn't feel like enough to me. Map 5 I think is going to be fine. I don't really think there's too big of an issue with Map 5 because there's not really too many all-out kill nodes in Map 5 aside from possibly Section 2 far left, but if you bring in poison immune champions, you should be fine there. It's not like it's going to kill you. The D-Gen is the biggest issue that I still have is, I mean, you were supposed to compensate and take stuff out, but it looks like you just made it worse there. I don't know. Maybe it's where I've never ran that path that I don't know for sure that maybe this is lower. But it just doesn't look lower to me. I don't know. Somebody that takes the D-Gen path in map 6 can probably let us know down in the comment section exactly what's going on there. But apparently greater block erosion was removed, and that was something to combat block proficiency heavy metas, and that hasn't really been in the game for a long time. So, and I don't know too many people that run block proficiency teams as far as map 6 goes, because a lot of the champions that you bring in, they just don't put out enough damage to be able to do it. So, but aside from that, we've got Alliance Wars, where Thorns has been removed from certain nodes, which is kind of cool, considering the fact that Black Widow can't really get through them, and she was like one of the best options for that. So that's kind of nice. But again, I mean, this is just all on paper. We can sit and look at this all day long and try to analyze it and try to figure it out. And it's the same way before 12.0 dropped. We can sit and look at stuff and try to analyze it the best we can. But until we can actually get in there and play it and get some kind of feel for what's going on, we're not really going to know what's going on. That's the big thing. It's all just a mystery. So we're back to a kind of sit and wait position to see exactly what transpires with Alliance Quest and Alliance Wars. And we also got some changes to other things. Act 4 got a pretty significant amount of changes made to it. We do have the special event quest going on right now until the end of March, where we get 20% gold, 20% battle chips, and 20% XP. XP doesn't matter to me. That rhymed. Didn't mean to. Battle chips and gold are really kind of cool to me, especially with the gold realm back in play. If you're not playing the gold realm, at least do that. I like the gold realm. I can always use more gold. I'm sitting over 5 million right now, but it can't hurt, you know. And we also got the gifts as well, which was really kind of nice. And they did bump up the brackets to at least 200,000 plus, which is that's cool to me. They did listen on that. They didn't add as many brackets as like I had suggested, but it's still better than not adding any brackets at all. And like I've seen people still complaining about it, and I've seen people praising it. So I mean, you're gonna have that either way it goes. But I was happy with it, and I'm gonna show off my roster in another video. I have a completely new roster as far as rank 5s go now. I'm not opening up any of these crystals on video because it just seems kind of pointless to me to open up a 5-star Awakening Gem crystal or one Archangel crystal. It just seems like it's pointless and a waste of time to me. So I don't like to do like a bunch of filler videos anymore. And that's why I really don't do a lot of crystal openings or other things anymore, because it just feels like filler to me. And I don't want to put out content like that on a daily basis. It's mind numbing to me. To me, it's not mind-numbing. I don't know how people sit through so much of it. But that's just my opinion. So I will be doing a video on my new champions, because I'm pretty happy with what I got now. I think that's probably like the best thing that came out of this whole deal is all the Awakening gems that we got. The 5-star Awakening gem class crystal was cool. I like that. 4-star Awakening Gem generic was pretty awesome. I'll take those any day of the week. 3 stars I don't really need anymore. I'm kind of glad that they left out the rank down tickets on this round for rank 3s. They're nice to have, don't get me wrong. I liked having them because of the level up events, but it just seemed like it was taking up inventory space. I have so many crystals right now that's not even funny that I can't open up. Most of them are these 3-star Sig Up, 3-star Sig Up crystals, the class crystals. I've got so many of these things just sitting wasting because I can't open them. I'm just saving them for like event quest, or not event quest, but item use event to be able to use them. And even then, I don't know if I'll be able to go through every single one of them because there's so many of the 3-stars that I have that are already maxed out. But for lower level people playing this game, these are pretty good. I wouldn't complain. With this round that we got and the last round, they're pretty sweet. Pretty sweet rewards. I don't see how anybody could complain about these, no matter what tier you're in. These are all pretty well bracketed in my opinion. I like it. I think it's cool. But that's really about the only super awesome thing that came out of all this stuff as far as I'm concerned. But you've also got the Sig Stones as well, and the Expert Proving Ground, which I'm going to be hitting up. You got 2 days to do it, so you might as well. I've already finished off the first round of the first run through of it, and I'm going to go back there and get the generic stones, because I got champions I want to take up more than what they are right now. I don't see how it's not feasible for somebody to end up with like a Sig level 99 of any character that wasn't awakened before this to be able to take them up to Sig level 99 after the fact, because there's just been so much stuff to give out. But the trust, as far as I'm concerned, the trust is it's still broken. Has been for a long time for me. I mean, it's if it's not one thing, it's another thing, and this was just absolutely the worst thing in the world. As far as I'm concerned, it was awful, and they've admitted that. I mean, you can argue all you want to on it. They've admitted it was bad. If a company admits that it's bad, then that's just all there is to it. If they were strongly behind it, it wouldn't have mattered how many people were in an uproar over it. They would have admitted that it was good, and they've admitted it was bad. So, it was bad. It was unplayable. I still stand by that. 12.0 original update was completely unplayable to me. It just sucked so much life out of people that it put so much time into the game. But this is the step in the right direction. We're never going to get 11.0 or previous patches up to that point back. But this is at least playable, in my opinion. So, sorry for the delayed video. Hopefully we'll have some more stuff going on. I've got the kids all weekend trying to hit up some content making on Sunday. Don't know for sure if I'll get anything out tomorrow or not before they leave. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the notification button so that you know anytime that I do put out content. And if you enjoyed the video itself, please leave a like on it. And as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next episode. Later.